Good morning, guys, gals. Ted from Pewview Farms here. It is Wednesday morning, April 10th. Just a really quick update and a big happy good morning to everybody. Our weather held off. You guys heard me talk yesterday about weather pattern coming in. There was a potential for some snow overnight and some precip. And we did get a little precip in the form of rain. No snow. Everything's still green and wet. Very much appreciated. Wasn't looking forward to seeing any of that white stuff on the ground, and we didn't get it. But yeah, just a quick update. I had a very eventful, busy night last night. It was kind of a sad night. Long story short, my good buddy Dan, my neighbor from the Overland farm, texted me and said he's had 2 calves so far. He had a calf born last week. I think it was Friday. And nice little bull calf, really long legs. I believe that one was out of Big Bull, my bull. And basically what happened was Dan said he didn't think it was going to make it. Didn't look really good. And the calf was in question to begin with because he wasn't quite sure that the calf was drinking a sufficient amount of milk out of mom. They were having a hard time when they got her in a stall to try to milk her and get anything out. They were having quite a difficult time. So the calf was, you know, all the way up till, what Dan say, the night before. So it'd be not last night, but the night before when he got home from work at 10 or something like that, because he works a different kind of shift. He is a paid fireman, and so he's like long hours, 4 days a week, I believe. So he said the calf was walking around with mom, doing fine, everything was good. And when he got home yesterday, he found the calf kind of bound up inside of a feed manger and was in a bad way. And he had to skip for work, and he couldn't take off of work due to some circumstances, which I totally understand. And that's the downfall of being a hobby farmer. I'm sure any of us hobby farmers do know that. You're not around the farm all times. You know, you can't keep a close eye on your herd all the time, and it is hard. You know, when you're away at work for 8 hours, especially during calving season, you stress. You wonder what's going on. You're wondering if she's been in labor for 8 hours and needs a calf pulled. Just stuff like that. So I told him that we would run up there really quick and check it out. Well, the calf was in a bad way. So we figured we needed to get some nutrition in it. So I had some electrolytes on hand. I always keep electrolytes on hand. I always have scour pills, milk replacer. The only thing I did not have was a bagger because this calf did not have enough energy, did not want to suck, so it wasn't going to drink out of a bottle. So I went down quick and I got a bagger so we could tube it. And we ended up tubing it with the electrolytes, and it didn't work. Couldn't keep him down. Very, very positive that we did it correctly. It wasn't choking on it. He did take it down. I mean, he was swallowing it, and you know, a couple hours later, the calf just didn't make it. It's one of those things. It's a sad situation. I feel horribly bad. It wasn't even my cow, just because I know what it's like to lose a new birth on the farm, and it was a sad experience. My boys were involved. I told my boys the situation, and we ran down there really quick because I figured the easiest thing to do for us would be to bring it up here really quick and get a heat lamp on it, throw it in some hay. Being that it's not going to be in an uncontrolled environment anymore, especially if the calf was going to live, it was probably going to have to be a bottle-fed calf. So taking it away from its mom, we did. We brought it up here quick. We loaded up the pig pen over here with a ton of hay. I think I scattered a whole bale of straw around in there. extra hay, and we put the heat lamp down there and threw it on the heat lamp, and threw a blanket on it, and did what we thought we could do. Just try to give this calf a chance, and it didn't work out, unfortunately. And that was really, really a bummer of a night. Like I said, it wasn't even my calf, but I felt bad for Dan, because I know Dan wanted to, you know, be there to take care of his calf and help it out, but, you know, due to circumstances at work, you know, sometimes you can't, and totally understandable. So that was one part of our night, and, you know, for me, my wife was like, well, you know, why don't you just do the chores, and because we still had to do chores yet, and the boys, because the calf didn't make it, and you know, leave the boys in the house. And I'm like, nah, you know, they've already been through it this far. I mean, Bryce sat in my back seat of my truck holding the calf in his lap, and you know, the calf was, you know, got some shit on it and it was shittied up, but that's the small things you do. I could care less if my inside of my cab's gonna smell like shit for a couple weeks. It can be cleaned. So, you know, they were involved in this whole process. Brady held the bag up in the air while my wife tubed it. You know, my wife's, you know, she's a registered nurse, and, you know, she's very familiar with the farm scenario. She's grown up a farm. She's lived on a farm. She's been around animals her whole life. So she knew what was going on. And we both knew this calf had less than a 50-50 chance. And, you know, I wanted to prove to the boys that every animal on this farm deserves a chance, and you give it your best right up till the very, very end. Whether it be calling a vet, you know, or, you know, doing whatever means possible to make this calf, you know, have a chance for a wonderful life on a farm. And it didn't. But, you know, I think the boys kind of respected that scenario that happened last night. You know, it was sad, and they were pretty sad too, you know, when, you know, they found out that the calf died. But I felt horrible. I felt like, you know, what did I do wrong and stuff like that. But no, it was just one of those circumstances that happened. And, you know, like I said, we gave it our best. And, you know, there'll be more life on the farm. You know, Dan's got a couple more calves coming yet. And the first calf that he had is doing very, very well. I know earlier this year I showed you guys pictures of the calf. I showed you guys, I think, yeah, we went up there that day that the calf was born, and I sent you guys a quick little video on it. So that calf's doing very good. This calf just didn't do very well, and you know, that's life here on the farm. So that was number one. Number two, let's see, just after dark, I get a phone call from my neighbor, and he goes, do you have your cows across the street yet? And I was like, no, I ain't putting them on pasture yet. And he goes, oh, I just come back from, you know, such and such. And he goes, the next field over behind the pastures, he goes, when I was riding by, he goes, I see a couple cows out there. I'm like, are you sure? So, and I was just getting ready for bed. So I got up really quick, got dressed, ran out here, did a count on my cows. Everybody was here. I'm like, phew. I'm like, you know, all right, well, I hope that Dan's cows aren't loose. So I hurry up and ran down there quick, count his cows, and make sure that there was nothing loose. But there was none of ours. But it was somebody's, I guess. I didn't actually see them, but they weren't very, very far from here. And we've ran into those scenarios before, and it never turns out very well. Especially once they get the feeling of there's feed here and stuff like that. These animals, you know, they get loose. They get loose for one reason, because they go through fence. And, you know, now that's going to be weighing on my mind today. If there's cows wandering around the woods and the fields here, you know, is my fence going to withstand their turmoil, especially if they come around here today? Are they going to try breaking in to see what my animals are? And so hopefully that all works out. Like I said, I went outside quick, and I actually just did a really quick run around the fence with the flashlights around here, and just to make sure that there was nothing broken here, and everything looks good. All my animals are good. No calves yet. Like I said, next week is really going to be buckle down time and start paying attention to what's going on with these girls. on a hourly basis. Yeah, say good morning to Nitro. Say good morning to Nitro. Oh, babies. Hey, yo. Hey. Everybody say hi. You say hi to everybody? Huh? You say hi to everybody? Yeah, it's a good boy. Yeah, these guys got the grain. They're happy. So, but she also said, she goes, there's a donkey out there. And I'm like, no, there's not. And she was outside like after dark, and she goes, there's a donkey screeching. And she's like, it's right next door in the woods. And I'm thinking, well, somebody's cows slash donkeys slash chickens slash everything else must have got loose, and they're on the walkabout. So hopefully we don't have anything to worry about here. Like I said, Red is a product. Red is laying way down over there in the lean-to by herself. She feels like being secluded today, and Red is a product of that situation. And I'm guessing it's probably from the same farm. They're known to have their animals get loose quite often and run the neighborhood. So I don't want that situation again, because I'm glad I have Red, but I don't want to have to deal with that again. So hopefully this person, you know, individual, will find their animals. I know what it's like when you lose animals. Especially out here in the country, they can go just about anywhere. There's tons of state land. We have a lot of forest. So they can go just about anywhere. So hopefully this person is able to find his animals. And hopefully they don't find their way here. Really don't want to have to deal with that tonight. But just a really quick update. It was a very eventful, busy night. I was able to spread one load of manure. Things had ferned up a little bit over in the pasture next door. Probably within the next week, that's probably when I'll stop spreading manure on the pastures next door, because I want to give it time to soak in the ground and break down before they actually go over there and graze. So hopefully, because we didn't get this snow and we did not get the amount of rain that they were calling for, I think maybe this afternoon when I go home from work, I'll be able to spread a couple more loads, and be interesting to see how well that organic matter slash manure that we spread over there works for the pastures. I keep forgetting, and I'm going to add it in this video, just a little clip. I did get my soil samples back from the feed mill. There was a nice gentleman there that explained to me what the numbers meant and how stuff was, and everything was actually pretty good. I think he told me I was a little low in phosphorus, and he said basically if I really wanted to, you know, get a good ground condition, he was, you know, probably triple 19, he said. I forgot how many pounds to the acre he said, but so might get some bags this year and just do a little broadcast spread of triple 19 over there. And but he said actually the stuff was all right. You know, my hayfield slash pastures were on par. You know, they weren't horrible. They weren't in need of a lot of different kinds of fertilizers. So it was kind of neat to see that. Those numbers are still really Greek to me. I've been doing a little bit of research on them. But I'm sure most of you guys that are very familiar with that kind of conditions, when I show, because like I said, I'm just going to add, I took a picture of the paper. I'm going to add it in this video. You guys can look at it and you guys can see that for yourself. But it was kind of cool to get those back and know that we're not as bad off as what I thought we might be. So, now just a really quick update, guys. It was an eventful night last night. You know, it was a sad night, but, you know, life has to continue, and it will. And basically all you can do is, you know, just take care of what you do have. And like I said, we gave it our best effort last night. And, you know, I was really kind of glad that the boys were involved in that situation. I know some people probably think that might not be a good idea. But the boys handled it well. And I believe that they learned something out of that. I believe that they learned that any kind of life is worth trying to save. And if you're willing to give the effort, that's the best that you can do. And we did. So Dan, if you're watching this, here's to you, buddy. we're sorry. We apologize. I know it's not our fault. It's not nobody's fault. It's life. But hey, man, we got a lot more coming. So you know, our farms are growing, and you know, we're not doing anything wrong. We're just life. You know, we've lost life here on the farm. It sucks, but it is what it is. So that being said, guys, I look forward to talking to y'all real soon.